What's going on, guys? BouseFeenux here, and today we're taking a look at that comprehensive Shaman guide that I told you guys was definitely going to come. So we'll be taking a look at the moveset, the punishes you can get with the character, what you're supposed to do in each situation, etc., etc. And with me today, as live training dummy, I've got my good buddy over here, BouseFeenux, aka Schmulty. What's going on, man?
The real BouseFeenux.
The real BouseFeenux. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in real quick, taking a look at the moveset. The Shaman has 3 chain attacks. You've got a light, heavy, a light, heavy, and a heavy, heavy. So these can play out like normal chain attacks. Light, heavy. Any heavy that's a finisher that comes from the left like that is always an unblockable, but if you do it anywhere else, it's just a normal heavy attack. Like that. So that's that chain. Now, what's interesting about her is she's kind of like got an Orochi property where her light attacks, if you land the first one, the second one is guaranteed if you don't change your guard stance. So, and then that can still channel into your, or that can still go into your heavy finisher. So you do the guaranteed double light, and then your finisher, you can do this. From the left, do the heavy from the left, and that gives you unblockable heavy. And then with that unblockable, you can soft feint that into a guard break, you can cancel it, or you can let it go. So you can do heavy, let it go, soft feint, throw, do whatever, and then you can just cancel it and do a feint like that. So that's that. So then you got your light heavy and your heavy heavy. I don't know why you would ever do just a regular light heavy when the second one's guaranteed. So that second move is, I feel like, kind of useless. I'm sure some of you are going to disagree, but it pretty much leads to the same place. And you can do the heavy feint finisher like this, and then go straight into another double light attack. But that's just one thing. So you got the couple unblockable attacks, the Predator's Hunger and the Predator's Mercy. They're the same attack essentially. It's the tackle. You can initiate by forward guard break or back guard break, so you can dodge backwards. Back dodge or back dash with the, on controller it's A or whatever, or X I think if you're on PlayStation. But back dodge or forward dodge, both of those initiate that. And then when your target is bleeding, you get the Pounce Attack that replenishes your stamina completely, and it also heals you and does about 2 bars of damage or more, I think. It's a pretty hefty damaging attack. So anyway, that's Predator's Hunger and Predator's Mercy. Raven's Claw is after a chain, so anytime you finish a chain attack, so you can do your... So any chain attack you finish, you can even do this after your unblockable attack. So you can land the unblockable, and then you do a light attack in any direction you want, and that gives you your bleed stab, which is really neat. So you can just chain that bleed stab right in there, and that can come from any direction. The timing is kind of weird to get down on it, so you might just have to practice a little bit, but it's a really good tool to remember that you have, because I know it's hard to land chains in this game anymore, but sometimes you do. And it's really nice to be able to land that. Raven's Bile is kind of the same idea, but it's just during your zone attack. So during the second hit, you press a light attack in any direction you want, and it'll do the bleed stab. So like this. So hit, stab. And you make that come from any direction that you want as well. Raven's Beak is going to be your deflect. That's a deflect light attack. So go ahead and hit me with a top heavy real quick if you would. Oops. I'm so bad at following up on that. There you go. So that's your... Want to do that one more time? Shit.
Ouch.
Ouch. All right, there we go. Cool, so that's your deflect. You just do a light attack. I don't think you can change the direction on that. It doesn't matter anyway because it's guaranteed. Then you got Wildcat Swiftness. That's your side dash heavy. Or spin chop if you play Berserker. Comes out pretty fast. It does 25 damage, I think. So it's super powerful. And then it's also a chain starter, so you can do this and then go into your heavy, or your heavy unblockable. So, or you can just do a normal heavy, and then don't forget about your bleed stab. So, definitely remember that you can do this. It's not just a spin chop, you can actually chain other stuff to it. And then you've got Wildcat's Rage. This works the same way as Predator's Hunger. It's a backdash attack or a forward dash attack or whatever, but you do this one with the heavy attack instead of the guard break button. So, and you can make that come from any direction. So that one's from the top, this one's from the left, and these are also chain starters as well. So never forget that you can do that chain ender with the bleed stab, because that's super helpful. All right, so that's that. Those can also be feinted. Your Pounce Attack, that can be feinted. It doesn't look like it because the animation is weird. There we go. You got the white dust that comes off you, and then here's the heavy attack. So you can feint that. All right, so then you've got the Wildcat's Pounce. That's just your running heavy. Has a really, really good range. It is incredible to hit running enemies. It's really good for like tribute and stuff. So that's the move list. And then you got all this other stuff she does. She's an assassin, so she's got her defense guard. She's got the reflex guard. Then you got deflect. Blood trance is when the enemy is bleeding, you'll heal. Notice that I'm healing right now. And then also when they're bleeding, your Predator's Hunger becomes Predator's Mercy. That's the Pounce Attack. So there's that. And then you got guard break. So what do you do on a guard break? What's guaranteed? Well, any of her heavies, you can get a heavy from any direction. Sorry, Schmalti, I'm just beating on you here. I feel so bad about this.
It's okay.
You get a heavy from any direction on a guard break. They all do the same amount of damage, I believe. And then what you can do is you get a throw as well. And it doesn't even matter if it's a wall splat. That's still a guaranteed heavy attack. It's the jumping heavy. And then that can transition into your chains. So you can do this. And then do the stab. So there's that. You've also got the, if you hold guard break while you throw, you'll do a Pounce Attack. You might want to let go of it, though. Let me stab him real quick. So this is a really good way to get that pounce in there. When you do that, when you throw them, they can't dodge the pounce that comes afterwards. That is guaranteed. So, and then sometimes, if you get the pounce, it's a guaranteed light attack. So you get the double light. Let me make sure I'm not going to wall splat you here. But sometimes it throws enemies out of range. It's really weird how it works. I haven't quite figured out what the specifics of it are yet, but most of the time, you get a guaranteed light attack by doing the pounce. So try to remember that too, because you can do the two light attacks into your combo, your chain ender there, and then get the bleed stab. But that's that. You want to do me a favor and run out of stamina real quick? I'm going to show these guys the out of stamina punish. Okay, so grab, you throw, you do your heavy, and then you can do the unblockable, and that's guaranteed. You can also follow up with the bleed stab, but that is not guaranteed. The likelihood that somebody's actually going to parry that, though, is very low. It's very unlikely that somebody's actually going to parry it. At worst, they'll just block it. At best, you get a bleed stab in, and then you can start putting pressure on with your heal on attack and then your Pounce Attack. So, again, let's do that one more time, the out of stamina punish. All right, there we go. Throw. So you do a heavy. And then you follow up with the bleed stab. And then you're good to go. The opponent is now bleeding, and you're ready to go on that one. That is a pretty insane out of stamina punish. It does a ton of damage. So wall splat, you don't really get much from that. You just get a normal heavy. Getting a wall splat isn't that great. I mean, it's good to knock your opponent up against the wall and stuff like that, but it doesn't really do much for you that you can't already get without a wall. So she doesn't rely too much on environmentals, is one thing that I really like about her. You can do just about anything. Let me make sure that I'm not missing anything else. Oh yeah, so if the opponent's bleeding, I'm going to go ahead and bleed you and pounce at you, and I want you to dodge it. Okay? So if he dodges that, you press the guard break button again, and you get a second chance on that. But yeah, so if he dodges that while he's bleeding, I get a second chance to try to land that if I press guard break again. And then There we go. And 2, one more thing. Like I said, you can feint this and then guard break and then get your throw in, knock him off, do whatever you want to do with him. But that is pretty much it. A lot of her stuff can be canceled. A lot of the stuff is chain starters, but I think we pretty much went over everything. Like, that's the throw shortcuts is when you throw and you do a heavy attack, that gives you the Wildcat's Rage, or you can throw and press guard break again, or in Blood Trance, that gives you Predator's Mercy. That's the Pounce that tears their throat out. The zone attack just cancels like a regular zone attack on the second hit unless you do the bleed stab, so you can feint that. Or like I showed you guys earlier, you can, once you step back from that ledge, my friend. There we go. So you can cancel that. That's the zone attack that cancels into the bleed stab. We already showed that. But that is pretty much it with this character. Just remember that on the out of stamina punish, you get the throw to the ground, and you get the 2 heavies attack, the 2 heavy attacks, the one with the unblockable, and then try to throw that bleed stab in there. Remember that these are chain starters. Remember that you can cancel this. Remember to get your bleed stab in. Remember that you can cancel any heavy attack like that repeatedly with a bleed stab from any direction. And then you get the double light if you get it on the same direction. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, don't forget to leave a like down below. And don't forget to check out my buddy Schmulty here. He took a huge beating in this video for me today, and I really appreciate that. But if for some reason you haven't heard of him, I'll leave his link down in the description below. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm BouseFeenux. I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.